Hey, folks, check this out. This is the Tchibo Retro Mini Games console. We recently discovered it in our local supermarket and it immediately caught our interest with its cheap €15 price tag. It reminds me of many of those cheap Chinese knockoff consoles, and that's roughly the kind of quality I expect for a price like that. The interesting thing here is that Tchibo is actually a big and well-known German retailer, so seeing something like this from them is surprising, to say the least. Would a big company like them actually dare to dump out a cheap knockoff console with unlicensed content? Let's find out. In this video, I am actually going to test all 153 of the included games. You may have noticed that my voice sounds kinda weird today. That's because I have a bad cold, cough, cough. I also apologize for the unprofessional filming and shaky hands, but I'm by no means a video maker, and just sitting in this pose for a couple of hours gave me severe back pain. Alright, let's check out the handheld itself. On first glance, it doesn't actually look too bad. Not as cheaply made and fragile as a lot of these things. It kinda reminds me of an old Game & Watch handheld, although it actually has a full-color backlit display. It takes 3 AAA batteries to run, which I've already inserted as it requires a screwdriver and would be boring to watch. Alright, so let's actually turn this thing on and see what we got. This main menu music sounds kinda familiar, but I can't quite put my finger on it. Now I don't know if they actually licensed this music or not, but I kinda have my doubts. This already makes me a bit concerned. So let's see. Yeah, 153 games. This is gonna be a thing. Well, let's just start with the first one. As you can tell, this is some kind of stick figure fighting game. Besides the standard kick and punch, the controls are pretty incomprehensible. I have no idea how to do special moves or even just the throw move the enemy AI likes to spam. I also just suck at this game, so expect my ass to get kicked a lot. I do think the idea of a stick figure fighting game is kinda fun in concept though. Let's play just one more round. Yeah, got my ass kicked again, no surprise there. That's kinda neat, they even have the little countdown thingy. Anyways, let's move on to the next game. Tank War. A really bad shooter game that again uses some familiar music. Using music from other games seems to be some kind of theme here, and I still doubt they actually licensed all of this music. On to the next game, Cyclops. In this horizontal shooter, you move way too slow to react to frickin' anything. Even the enemy AI can't handle it and crashes into obstacles occasionally. Yes, it feels as bad to play as it looks. Wonder which kind of football? Ah, the actual football kind. And even more questionable music, this time from Super Mario Bros. 3. To be fair, I didn't fully grasp this game at first. What you see here is literally my first time playing it. It wasn't until later that I realized you have to choose a direction before shooting, not while shooting. All of that being said, even knowing this, scoring a goal still feels next to impossible. This must be the best frickin' goalkeeper in the world. Next game on the list is Gangtai 3. Not sure I'd actually want to play a Gangtai 1 or 2 if they exist. It's just the most boring shmup in the world. Keep firing and you're almost invincible, you won't get hit unless you deliberately try. And that laser attack is beyond pointless, as if it made any difference. Oh boy, yet another shooter game. This thing is probably full of them, isn't it? At least this one is somewhat unique in that it is first person. It's not like we're going to see this concept a gazillion more times, right? Ah ha 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 ha. Deep sigh. It also sucks and is boring. It's difficult to actually miss your enemies, and even if you do, there's barely any penalty for it. I gotta say the music is kinda nice though. Pai Wang? Honestly, I wasn't sure what to expect from a title like Pai Wang, but a farting panda certainly wasn't it. I'm quite proud for recognizing this music is from Phantasy Star 2 though. Oh look, a racing game, yet another genre we're probably never going to see again on here, right? I didn't mention it yet, but this console's screen is rather bad. The camera doesn't pick it up because this effect can only be experienced stereoscopically, but when holding the screen in front of you, the colors your left and right eyes perceive are different, making it quite uncomfortable to look at the screen for an extended amount of time. Looking at it from the right actually makes it better. Sorry for digressing, but this game is so boring, lol. I could swear these soldier sprites were taken from Metal Slug or something like that. This is also the first game to simultaneously feature both shooting and jumping, and the latter is actually mapped to the B button, yikes. Jumping with B also seems to be some kind of theme with cheaply made games like this. In case you couldn't tell yet, the game stinks. Though I am admittedly kinda impressed it actually features invincibility frames and diagonal shooting. I think that's kinda rare for cheaply made games like this. Nice platform, bro. Oh boy, what a fun game. This is another really unintuitive game. I have literally no idea how to actually aim in this one. I mean, just look at this. They seem to fling straight upwards, no matter what I press. Oh, so you have to hold down the shooting button to aim. How is anyone supposed to know that? This one really reminds me of some Game & Watch game, but I don't know which one. Just looking at this, you know it's going to be another shmup. And I'm willing to bet it's not a very exciting one. Well, that didn't last very long, lol. Hey, I actually recognize this one. It's another Game & Watch game, Mario's Cement Factory. Well, I didn't say I was very good at this game, lol. Oh, I recognize those marbles. It's probably going to be a game like Zuma or whatever it's called. Yeah, that's what I thought. You just match 3 marbles of the same color to score. Probably another boring shmup. Lol, what is this ducking even for? Killed by the camera. I have no idea how to play this game. Oh boy, you know what's coming. Yet another familiar game that I don't know the name of. Well, in this game you just connect 2 of the same kind of object to score, nothing more to it. Not gonna lie, this game is actually kinda enjoyable. You have to kill all enemies on the screen with a limited amount of bullets. Out of all the games I've played so far, this is the one I like the most. Oh, it's one of those games where you have to connect pipes. I know this one. Also, is that Popeye music, or am I just imagining things? Now this really sucks. Even after you've fully closed the pipe, you still gotta wait for the timer to run out. This is a puzzle game where I assume you have to clear all blocks in a single move. It could actually be somewhat entertaining. Man, I have no idea how to play this game, lol. Not gonna lie, when I read Bird Bombs, I thought this was an Angry Birds clone. Instead, it's just another puzzle game I have no idea how to play. I get it now, you have to skewer 3 of the same kind of fruit to score. This game seems like just a skin swap of racing car, not much else to say here. Next game seems to be a Frogger clone. Man, these rockets are slow. Come on now, its sprite in the bottom left corner is clearly a Snakey from Mega Man 3. Gameplay-wise, not much I can say here. It's a familiar puzzle game, but I don't quite remember which one. Look at me pulling some sick combos though. Yet another Zuma clone, so not much to say here. And yet another game where you just connect the same type of object. More SMB3 music. Oh, guess I have to make it land on the leaf to win. Another one of those games where you have to clear everything in one move. Oh look, it's Game & Watch Egg. I have actually played this one quite a bit in the Game & Watch gallery on the Game Boy Color. This is literally just Connect 4, as the name implies. This one seems like just a reskin of Pai Wang, but without items or farting. This seems like a weird but also interesting puzzle game in which you have to collect items to modify your character's appearance and advance in the level. Kinda neat. This one seems to just be a tower climber game with Dig Dug music on the title screen. Oh lord, yet another shmup. Well, of course there also had to be some game on here using music from The Legend of Zelda. Rocket Man? More like Rocket Baby. Come on now, DuckTales 2? Well, that was just mean. This is just Snowball but with archers. I don't quite get this one, but I think it's a tower defense type of game. I get it. This one is a simple counting game in which you have to choose the color that appears the most on the screen. And this is the exact same game, except you solve math questions. Nay, you just climb and collect coins. Pretty boring. By the way, look how long it takes just to scroll the darn games list by now. Oh no, this is just a copy of World's Hardest Game, isn't it? Just shoot all enemies, and that's it. Again, nothing very interesting. Oh dang, I messed up. Well, this AI seems almost impossible to beat. You literally can't make even a single mistake. That is very clearly Lucas from Mother 3. What the heck do I do in this game? I guess I have to reach the bomb, but seems like even just one mistake can make it completely impossible. Yeah, I really suck in this game. Yet another one of those games. This time you have to count cubes, it seems. another metal slug thingy, but this time you shoot at planes, like a badass. This is new, another shmup, but this time with a pseudo 3D perspective. Another tower climber, but this time you can't move left and right and immediately lose if you miss a single jump. Also, is that Phantasy Star 2 music again? This one is just whack-a-mole, but with chicken. This one is the same as the Agent, but you shoot birds instead. Look at me doing sick combos in yet another puzzle game. And here is our obligatory Breakout clone. This could be another game and watch game I don't recognize. Kinda reminds me of the Mario Brothers one where you assemble cakes. Oh, look at me, I'm such a doofus and didn't know you could scroll the game's list faster by pressing left or right. Oh no, it's just another the Agent skin swap. Despite being called Frog Jump 2, this game doesn't actually have anything to do with the first frog jump and instead seems to be some kind of logic puzzle. I'm too stupid for this though. It's literally just Snake, the title doesn't even try to hide it. Seems like yet another variation of the clear the screen type of puzzle games. These graphics look so familiar, but I can't quite put my finger on it. Shoot balls? Sounds painful. I guess they mean shoot balloons, and it's just another shooting game, one where losing actually takes some effort. Now would you look at this, finally another interesting looking game. I gotta say, this is actually kinda fun. Oh no, not one of those slide puzzles, I suck at them. This game may be called Sweep Mine, but it has very little to do with Minesweeper, as you just have to memorize the position of the bomb. And another whack-a-mole, this time with a pig. And another tower climber, but this time with somehow even worse controls. You just keep jumping if you don't let go of the button immediately. Huh, what is this game all about? Oh, it's literally just a guessing game where the player finding the bomb loses. More Zelda music, and again for some type of shooter game. No idea what they were thinking here. Just one glimpse at this and I already know what it is going to be, yet another game and watch clone, this time of fire. Another puzzle game, this time a clone of Tetris Attack. Soon we will have clones of every single puzzle game on here. This one may be called poker game, but make no mistake, it's clearly just match up. Is it just me or have I already played this exact same game before? Difficult to say anymore after so many shooter games that look the exact same. Wow, those apes look like a weird cross between Donkey Kong and Diddy Kong. Seems like your only goal here is to try catching both balloons with a single jump. This one is just a reskin of Rocket Man, isn't it? Yet another familiar puzzle game to add to our collection, and again I don't quite remember the name of the original. Ugh, I don't think I even have to say anything about this one anymore. Oh well, at least there's a minor difference this time in that you also collect stuff instead of just avoiding obstacles. This is a weird one, don't quite get what my goal here is besides riding elevators and shooting people. Wow, these jumping controls suck, you only have a single jump height and jump in the weirdest arc. What the heck do I do in this game? I've literally pressed every single button now and nothing happens, oh well. This thing already has so many shooting games, it's kinda weird how many of them involve balloons. Oh look, you die from flying up, lol. I get it, you just touch all panels without getting hit to win, that's all. Really, yet another game where you shoot flying stuff with a bow? I assume in this incredibly challenging game you just have to match the shapes with the holes. Well, this is funny, it's the exact same game as Sweep Mine, except this time you have to pick the bomb rather than avoiding it. Can't claim to fully comprehend this game, but seems like you have to match up both fields with just a single move. Huh, what does serration even mean? I suppose this is just a memorization game? Lol, this is absolutely impossible. Well, that jump was way too tight. Never mind, I'm just stupid, this isn't even an auto-scroller. Zelda music for plane shooting games seems to be some kind of theme here, they really had no idea what they were doing. Also, it's literally the exact same game as the first one. Eating balls? I'd rather not. I guess in this game you just have to collect all items on the field and only stop moving whenever touching a wall. Irks, the collision detection here sucks. I clearly landed on the platform. Come on now, this is the exact same game as Domain War, except you're shooting vertically. Yay, another bow and arrow shooting game. Oh no, please, not one of those roundup games again. Gosh, dang it, I'm stuck already. Well, I already liked this game the first time, so I'm not complaining here. Oh, I get it. It's like Game & Watch Fire again. Oof. Don't we have enough tower climbers already? And this is just another matchup game. Oh look, I was already wondering when we would see our first Space Invaders clone. Huh, what a weird puzzle game. This is probably just one of those boring fruit-catching games. Oh no, I really didn't expect this to be just another one of those first-person shooter games. Oh man, really yet another one of those gemstone puzzle games? Seems like this is just like the game Eating Balls, except every jewel stops your movement. Don't tell me this is literally just one of those Magic Cup games. Oh man. Yet more matchup, can't ever get enough of that. I think I know what this game is, but I don't know if there's actually an English name for it. Are you kidding me? The basket is not supposed to move in basketball. Is this literally just a slot machine? That is technically considered gambling, and this thing would never have gotten a child-friendly rating with it, not that it had a rating in the first place. Oh my gosh, Not this game again, you already know I suck at it. We have literally already played this exact same game before, but there are so many puzzle games on this darn thing that I don't even remember its name anymore. Dang, check out this sick combo though. Now that is clearly a Luigi if I ever saw one. See ya, Waluigi, darling. Ouchie ouch. Come on now, sit on the darn tree. Man, just looking at the title screen I think I already know what kind of game this is. Now this is funny, it's the exact same tower climber we played before, except this time we fall down instead of jumping up. Only a monkey could actually enjoy this game, lol. It's just fruit catching again, except with gifts. Haha, look at that sick somersault. Oh come on, no more bow and arrow games please. Neither fruit catching, give me something new already. Oh, I recognize this kind of game, but don't know what it's called. It's kinda entertaining. I see, this is just Fruit Ninja in bad. This is just like Sea Wolf, except you now also have aerial targets, which are nearly impossible to hit, because your projectiles are so slow. Oh, yet another one of those games. Lol, it took me a while to realize what you have to do here. You are actually supposed to pay attention, memorize all the images, and then select the one that disappears. Guess in this game, you just dodge balls, and that's it. Oh boy, it's another sweep mine game, except this time it's purely luck-based and you have to guess. And yet another first-person shooter, nothing left to say here. Really yet another tower climber? This one is in reverse again. And wow, that actually makes it kinda impossible this time. I know a bastion that I'd play much rather right now. Of course it's also just another shooter game. And look, yet another first-person shooter, wow. Hey, look, it's Breakout, but without breaking out. This looks just like that beer game again. I guess this time your targets are color-coded though. Honestly, this is just a block-moving puzzle game, but it is kinda enjoyable, especially in between so many horrendously boring games. Huh, what the heck is this? What the heck do I do here? Well, this was rather confusing, but I think I figured it out, and it turns out what you have to do is guess the fruits and their order, based on the hints you get. Well, what else to expect from a game called tic-tac-toe? Wait, this didn't make any sense just now, it's not even real tic-tac-toe lol. This one looks like just a reskin of Frog Jump. And it is. Are you freaking serious? They're still not done with all the first-person shooters and balloon games yet? Seriously, that's all? You just shoot at bricks and that's it? What the frick is a hubble? Wait, don't tell me they actually meant bubble. Embarrassing. I really don't know if I should complain, because we're finally getting a few original games again, but just look at them, they're so boring. How do I play this? Do I just have to shoot their bullets? I think I get it now, I have to shoot their bullets, but if I shoot anything else, the bullets are reflected towards me, a kinda interesting concept, at least for a minute or two. Oh look, this is an even more obvious Space Invaders clone. Those spaceships take a bazillion bullets though. And this is just a reskin of that eating balls game again, isn't it? Oh look, an actual new game for once again. I guess your goal here is to push the egg downwards without breaking it, but the controls are so unintuitive and weird. Why does the floor only break sometimes? And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we have actually made it to the final page. Oh, I see. This is just like that lights out game where all the lights are inverted when you press the button. Oh geez, is this just a reskin of the FT Punk? Yes, it is, so let's move on to the final game. Oh lord, oh no, is that a PAL block? Is this a clone of Mario Brothers? Yes, it is, I'm pretty sure it frickin' is. Man, what a way to end this list, with frickin' Mario Brothers of all things. And not even a decent version of Mario Brothers, you don't even wrap around horizontally. Man, how do you mess up a game like Mario Brothers? It's not like it was such a darn complex game. Man, I'm done with this thing, let's finally get to our conclusion. The Tchibo Retro Mini Games console, as the video has shown, is not particularly great, and I don't think anyone is surprised by that. Any gamer could tell you that 153 games for €15 is probably not going to end well, but this device probably isn't even intended for gamers. It's intended for clueless parents to buy for their children, or for people who are just generally curious, like me. So would I say this console was just a waste of money? Well, not quite. You see, here is the thing. Yes, most of the games on this console are pretty cheaply made and boring, many games have bad controls or are unintuitive, a lot of the games are just reskins or slight variations of other games, and most of the games use some questionable content that I'm pretty sure wasn't properly licensed. However, at least a small portion of the games on here is actually somewhat interesting and can entertain you for a good minute or two, and many of the other games are just clones of existing games, especially in the puzzle game department, so if you like the original game, chances are you are also going to enjoy the clone version to some degree. And for what it's worth, all of the games on this thing at least seem to be functional, and I didn't get a single crash, which somewhat surprises me with cheaply made games like these. For a gamer, all of that might still not sound like a particularly good deal, and I'd have to agree. For that price, I'd personally rather go and buy a copy of The Binding of Isaac, which has some actual gameplay depth and can entertain me for hundreds of hours. As far as I'm concerned though, I bought this thing out of curiosity, and just looking through all of the 153 games and seeing what discoveries I could make was kinda fun on its own, and for that alone I don't consider my money wasted. It's unlikely that I will ever spend an extended amount of time playing it again, but thanks to its small size, it's also a rather harmless device to have in your collection. A few more interesting things to note before I end this video. Upon doing some research on this handheld, I found out that a lot of different companies seem to have already sold some variation of the exact same thing under different names. The appearance of the handheld itself differs most of the time, but the installed games seem to be the exact same. It is unlikely that Tchibo, or other such companies, were directly involved in this handheld's creation, and it is more likely that they just distributed it under their name, with a slightly different design, and without putting much research into its actual quality or contents. This particular version does have some kind of Tchibo branding printed on its back though. Another thing worth mentioning is that along with this handheld, Tchibo was actually selling another retro games console, one that connects to a TV and also seems to be based on some existing console, but judging by the product pictures that thing looks antiquated and even cheaper than this handheld. I'm not sure TVs nowadays even feature that specific type of video input anymore, plus the console uses batteries, which really just seems like an annoyance in a TV-bound console. I was always more interested in the handheld, so I only bought that. With all of that being said, I hope you enjoyed the video, and thanks for sticking with me until the end.